Alright folks, here's the morning plan. Since a bear ate my boat last night, I gotta walk. I'm gonna wait for low tide, which is pretty soon, another hour. I'm gonna walk around the beach. I'm gonna meet Kyler and Jace where we beached the boats last night and tied them off, and the bear ate it and pooped next to it. And from there, we're gonna drag the boats up with us, up that little creek. Even at low tide, there's a pretty decent creek there. And we're gonna set up a tarp like this, and we're just gonna sit and wait till that big dude comes out. I don't think he's the guy who ate our boat, but someone's gonna pay. You know, you don't always catch the dude who violated the code of ethics, but as my grandma used to say, when I'd say, Grandma, I didn't do anything, I don't care, makes up for all the times you did something I didn't catch you. So this dude up here, he's getting shot today. And then we're gonna float Jace's meat back. And we'll probably have to float my meat back if I do luck out and shoot that one. And then we're just gonna sit under here and waiting for the weather to break, so the pilot can come and get us. Might be 4th of July, I don't know. Sometime in there. All right, I'm gonna head out. I'll see you guys over there.
Yep, see you there.
Paddle careful. Go in a team, right? All those safety things, right? Life jackets, all works. Kyler's got it. Spotted the bear. We were all looking that way for the big one from last night. Kyler came down here. Saw this one. Pretty bear, but it's not the big bear.
He's definitely not as big as some of the ones we've seen over here. He's got a good coat though, but still smaller than the usual we've been seeing.
Yeah.
Good spot, Kyler. I'd just been down here 5 minutes ago. I must not have been looking close enough.
This is like how it was yesterday. It'd be nothing, and then just 7 of them would show up.
Crazy. I don't understand what causes that. Something.
No, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them running around. It's about midday, and we are just almost at high tide. So what's going to happen here is Randy's going to stay back here and hopefully watch and find that bear. But while the tide's up, the meet's only, I don't know, half a mile, quarter mile maybe from here. So I'm going to grab the raft and we'll get the meat and then float back with it while the tide's up. Otherwise we have to kind of like carry it and stuff with the low tide. So I'm going to take advantage of the high tide and get the meat back over here. That way it's a little closer for when I go back to camp later today. So one of the big reasons why we can kind of hunt this area so well and so efficiently is because of these pack rafts we brought in here. First off, this spot is really inaccessible to bigger boats, or any boats for that matter. You might be able to squeeze a skiff through here at high tide, but at low tide there's no chance, and you could easily get stuck back here with your big boat if you don't time it right. So these pack rafts have been pretty crucial for us to get back in here. And another thing they're about to be really handy with is helping us pack this bear out. We waited for the tide to pick up a little bit so we can navigate through these little canals a lot better. And so now we got the meat loaded up, and we're just gonna hop in and paddle back down to the point, meet back up with Randy.
Yesterday we saw 14. We've only seen 2 up in here. What do you think, Jay? Shoot them?
If that's what you want to do.
That's what I want to do. He's a nice bear. He's only got a little bit of rub on right there. But I could tell anyhow. Buckskin brown colored snout. Oh, he's pretty. He's just black as black can be. When they're all wet like that, makes you wonder how soaked down their coat is. Like that, when we dredged yours out of that lagoon there, poor thing, he was soaked. Maybe he's a tomorrow bear.
Could be.
Hate to break it to you, Jace, but I think we're out of our allotted time.
Yep. We definitely put the time in today, though.
Almost 10 hours.
It didn't seem to work out, though.
No.
Have you ever, maybe I shouldn't ask, but have you ever
Missed a flight?
missed a flight because you had to stay extra?
Yeah, I've missed flights. That's why I gave Matthew and Kim my InReach and my Alaska Airlines account numbers and all of our reservation numbers. If you get a text that says no go, buy us tickets for 2 days later. Kyler's gonna miss his date, but
Yep.
you and I don't have anything that important, do we?
No.
Not that I'm gonna risk flying into the side of a foggy
No,
mountain.
I'd rather sit on the beach in the rain for a couple more days and take any blind flights out of here.
Yeah. I don't think the pilots are real keen on flying in the rain and low cloud either. So, all right, I'll let you guys get loaded. If you see me walking up that way, if you hear a shot, you know I found him, and we'll just have to do a post-mortem.
Yep, that works.
Be careful, guys. So we all got packed up to come around, head back to camp. And I come around the corner and there's a big black bear standing there. I can't tell if it's the one they've been waiting on. If I do one quick look, I'll be able to tell. That's a nice bear. But it's not the one from last night. I can see a little bit of leather, like buckskin color on the side of his nose. I'm gonna pass. I don't want to shoot him right at last night and us having everything. It's a really nice. If he's out here at noon tomorrow, when we have the whole day to deal with him, he's probably going to get shot at. Deal. Deal. You guys aren't mad at me if I pass, are you? Kyler's like, Alright. I'm gonna go across the creek. You guys go back to camp. Peace, brother.
So Kyler's raft got taken out by some barnacles, we suspect. Me and him were about to float off this morning to meet up with Randy, and we found a decent sized leak in there. And so he's decided to walk and meet up with Randy at the spot, and then I'm paddling in. I'm about halfway there. But I figured I'd take the raft in because having these back there are so crucial. Where we've been setting up, once the high tide comes in, we'll be stuck over there if we needed or wanted to cross without the raft. So by bringing the raft in, it gives us a little bit of maneuverability, and then especially if Randy kills something, we can just float it out rather than having to pack it out. So I'm bringing the raft in. As you can see, a little bit more wake today with the winds, but I just made it into this more protective little cove. So I'm gonna finish off the journey here.
If you look right over my shoulder, right there, there's a young bear. Looks like a sow. Looks like she's rubbed. She's about 90 yards away. I'm walking over to meet the guys. They're still at camp launching the boats. But there's that bear sitting right there. I came over this little rise on the beach, and she's sitting there feeding. She's in no danger, but she might want to pay better attention. Well, I got here before the guys did. This is our little nest, if you want to call it that. All this windbreak. Actually, you look down here, it's been raining for a long time out here, and it's hardly even wet down there. You get underneath these great big Sitka spruce that have all this moss and stuff growing, and it's pretty protected. When I rounded the corner, the guys were pushing off from camp, so I'm pretty sure that with that tailwind they had, they should be here not too long. Hopefully I'll find a bear we can shoot instead of a little sow. Got a bug in my eye. Got these little no-see-em things up here in Alaska. You never know when they're going to come out. When it gets warm, they come out in swarms. Got one in my eye today. My shooting eye. Uh-oh. Making excuses already. This is not good. I don't see a red raft anywhere. So I don't see a red raft.
There's a hole in it.
A hole?
Yeah.
What happened?
It's not a very big one. It's probably just from a rock or a barnacle or something.
Huh.
But it was audibly leaking air when I filled it up right after you left. So.
Oh, really? So you hiked over here also? Huh. Audibly leaking air.
Yeah.
We're hard on these things.
Yeah, Alaska's hard on everyone.
Guess we'll go get set up. Really nice boar right out in front of me here. Trying to make him out better. He's really not rubbed at all. Or if he is, you can't tell in the rain. Not gonna shoot him, Jay. Alright. I'm sure the audience is wondering why. I'm not shooting him. He's a beautiful bear. He's got a beautiful coat. But there's another one living here that completely black in the face. Bigger than this one by an inch, I think. The other day, Jason and I were eyeing out some bears, and we were talking about, well, if you gotta talk yourself into it, you probably ought to not do it. I think I'd be talking myself into it, Jason. Anyhow, folks, stay tuned. We got about another 8 hours, 7 or 8 hours here. And then we got all day tomorrow. I don't know what the weather's going to do, but probably going to get worse.
We do a lot of the same.
A lot of the same?
No.
Is that what the forecast says?
I think so.
Today and tomorrow?
What's that?
Today and tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll shoot him so we can eat him if we get stranded in here. Of course, we got yours. We could eat yours.
I brought some of mine in my pack today.
You brought some with?
Lunch.
Bear meat for lunch?
Yeah.
You brought a stick of butter to cook?
I did. A stick of butter in a pan.
And a pan.
Some seasoning.
And some seasoning. We'll get that thing cooked. Slice it really thin. That way it cooks really fast.
I even got the thermometer too.
Oh, you brought a meat thermometer so you don't gotta worry about getting tricked?
Yep.
165? Tell you what, that Grace McFetridge guy, you gotta get up pretty early in the morning to get ahead of him. Anyhow, if I change my mind, folks, we'll come back to this scene. Otherwise, I think for this little encounter, it's a wrap.
Try one, I guess. That's good stuff, boys. Man, this is perfect. Sun came out. There's some bear lunch. We're gonna be okay if we're stuck here for a few days.
Well, we don't run out of butter.
What does bear taste like?
Bear.
What's bear taste like?
Yeah,
Good. It's good.
that's what it tastes like. Good. You know, anytime they gotta say, well, it tastes like chicken, our buddy Cliff Treat would say, before he passed on, well then let's just eat chicken. I was watching a little bear out here. I couldn't tell if it was a younger boar or a sow. It just took off running. But it looked this way. And from this way comes a much bigger bear. I can't tell if it's the one I've been waiting for or not. He's facing away from me. Jesus convinced it's Big Eddie. I'm going to stay tight to the left here. That way the wind will stay in my favor. see him looking at us. Did you tell anything on the shot? It felt good.
It looked center body.
I think it's him.
Oh, it's him. It's him. It's him.
You see him looking at us there? 68 yards.
I didn't even notice him until.
Oh, did you see him? He hurt my back. I'm going to give him a minute. And I'm going to have you. Can you mark where he went in? I think he went that tallest white tree. I think he went in just left of that. I'm pretty sure I nailed him. But he got to the trees. I hate it when they get to the trees. That's why I wanted to shoot him out in the grass here. But it just got too close. All of a sudden he's fine.
That was wild.
Well, he was standing right here. You see that big pile of poop he was pooping when I shot. You can see all this broken path. I think he went in just left of that birch tree.
Yep. Definitely went right between the two.
So I'm going to go up there with the gun and I'm going to look for blood. And then you guys come in behind me as I make progress. I just worry that if he got very far in there, it's just so hard to find him in this stuff. I'm going to set my pack right where we started here. Since I have a live round, I don't want anybody out in front of me. Oh, there's a little speck of blood there. This is not good to be this far in and just finding specks of blood. Do you have your camera?
Yeah.
I want to blow that up and look at that shot.
Okay.
Let me see the bullet traveling. Well, it looks low. Damn it. Okay, where did he go from there? Did he go left or did he go this way? I wonder if he just stopped here for a minute. What if he's in here? It's going to be close quarters. I've done this once before. Oh, that is not a lot. Blood here. And I walked in there. I stuck my head in there. I can't find any blood. Well, that's a hard one. sat out here, waited for a day and a half, and it finally happens. Make what I think was the perfect stalk. And he heard us. We got too close and he heard us. And he popped up and he came running. And he stopped just before he went in the woods, and he actually took a poop. And it gave me a second to actually drop my pack and get on it and get everything ready, but obviously I didn't hold high enough. I've looked at the footage I don't know how many times. The footage confirms what the blood confirms. Very, very bad shot, very low. Just so frustrated with myself. And times like this, you really don't even know what to say. You hope that you have something that makes sense, but you really don't. You're looking around this beautiful place, wondering why is it that you'd screw it up. Obviously, I did. This one's going to take some time to get over, I'm sure. But long walk back to camp. We had the rest of today and tomorrow. And once a bullet goes, you don't get to take it back. It's just how it is. No redos in hunting. Only consolation I can take from it is that I don't think he was hit very hard. I think he's just fine. He never stopped. He never laid down. Didn't slow down. If he was hit hard that he's going to die from it, he would have stopped and bedded a few times. But we were way the heck back in there on the trail for almost 2 hours before it died. And once it dies, as you can see how thick it is in there, you can't find the trail again. You're trying. I lost it many times, and I was just picking up scuff marks, and that's what I followed. And then you'd find a little drop of blood. I've lost 2 animals with a rifle, and they were both bears. There's something about bears that I screw it up. I hold wrong, I do something wrong. I don't know how I could screw that one up. 110 yards. I mean, give me a break, Randy. I should have been able to make that one offhand. But with the rain pelting down, there's no way we're going to be able to follow anything further, and I don't think he's slowing down, so I just got to accept the fact that I screwed it up and use it as a learning opportunity. You'd think at age 59 you'd be done with the learning opportunities, but I guess I'm not. Anyhow, appreciate y'all watching, following along. Like we always say, we show you the good and the bad and the ugly. And this hunt has a bit of both, or some of all of it. And anyhow, I'm going to walk back to camp, try to clear my head a little bit here. Right now I'm not in the kind of mood that probably makes a lot of sense. Here's the deal, we just sent an inReach to the pilot, Scott, and he asked how our bay looked. Well, not raining and it's calm. Cloud ceiling, and I don't know. Depends. Kyler's a private pilot. He said at least 600 feet, probably higher. But the direction he's got to come from the east, it looks pretty low and socked in there. So I don't know if he'll be able to make it. He said he's going to get ready for a departure in an hour. And if it's clear, he'll come. If it's not, he'll let us know he's not coming. But he says if he doesn't come today, it's 2 to 3 days before there's the next window for him to get here. So we're going to take everything down and pack it up under the risk that we might not get taken out. That's how Alaska is. When you have your windows, you take them.
Well, we've made it back into town. Our pilot picked us up this morning. Had a slight hiccup on the pickup this morning. As we were just hopping into the plane, unfortunately, Kyler lost his phone into the water. We could not recover it, so we did lose a handful of footage on that cell phone. But that's behind us now, and we're back in town. So Scott, our pilot, was nice enough to let us hang out at his hangar. As you can see, we got all of our gear set up and dried out, or it's drying out, and he's got a big old cutting board for me to process this bear on, and he's got a cooler that he's going to let us store it in until we fly out in a couple days. So we're going to get this bear all processed and packaged up and frozen for the flight home. So that's super handy. So that's what we're doing now, and all in all, it was a heck of an adventure out there, and now get to indulge in all this bear meat.
All right, folks. We're in the Scandia House, my favorite hotel in Petersburg, Alaska. And if we weren't filming this, you guys would not believe it. So we got to get it on film. Kyler fell down the other day in the river and busted that camera audio. So we're just running on a shotgun mic on our most expensive camera. So because we didn't have audio, we shot most of the rest of the episode on these things. Waterproof iPhones. Supposedly waterproof, right?
Supposedly.
Well, we load the plane this morning, and Kyler's the last guy to jump on the pontoon, and he had his... You had your phone somewhere, and it fell in the ocean. So the pilot calls me a little bit ago. He's like, for the price of fuel, I'll fly you out there tomorrow at low tide, and we'll find that thing. So that's what we talked ourselves into. This is going to work. We found the only magnet, a retrieval magnet, in Petersburg, Alaska.
It's for boat anchors, so it should be pretty good.
So we're going to run down and buy that in the morning. And then here's the funny part. Kyler goes downstairs and his big smile. Andrea's working at the front desk. And she has a metal detector for sale. So Kyler's down there talking her into selling her metal detector. She says $30. She just calls. I got it. $30. Kyler doesn't have $30. There's I don't know what it is with young people. They don't believe in cash. So he's got to borrow $30 from the old guy who go buy a $30 metal detector.
Uncle Randy's always taking care of us.
You want to produce a TV show? Just come on down here. Brace yourself for a little bit of adventure, and it's usually not even the hunting, that's the adventure. So you better get down there, Andy. She'll sell that to somebody else.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
So I told them to round it up to $40, just for her headache and hassle, and the convenience factor to find out what kind of batteries it uses, though, because we probably got to go to the hardware store and get some batteries.
Oh yeah.
Well, go down there,
I'll
hurry
be
up, or
prepared.
she'll sell it to some other good-looking dude.
It is smaller than expected. But it works.
Yeah, you might need that diving mask after all.
Well, it's got lights on it, you know. That's pretty far away from that phone. That might work. I mean, it gets my watch.
Is it waterproof? I'm not sure if we got the green weenie on this one. This is the metal detector. It's supposed to, the thing she maybe didn't understand is that it's sitting in 5 or 6 feet of water. I mean, it's got volume and everything. You suppose that's waterproof there?
Throw some calf tape over it.
Gaffer tape, maybe that's a good idea. Just tape it to the point where, but I'm pretty sure that you're going to be better off with the contractor grade garbage bag. If this has got enough, but then you won't be able to see the light.
It vibrates.
So you're going to put that like you're preg checking a cow or something with a big contractor grade.
Maybe. I was thinking about taping it to the center pole of the Peaks tent, and then you could hear the vibrations through the pole. Probably be pretty loud too. Or we just use the magnet.
Yeah, I think she's laughing the whole way down to the bar as she spends her $40 on a drink. I got rid of my metal detector. And we're gonna probably leave it with her when we go home.
You're gonna get it
anyway.
back.
It won't stop vibrating. I mean, it vibrates over my knee. Look at that. I don't have any. What's going on? It's vibrating nonstop.
Where's your iPhone?
Yeah,
There you go.
to
Calibrate.
it.
Yeah, ruin my iPhone. There you go. Calibrate it to that. But mine's a 13, not a 14, so I don't know how it's gonna work. Okay, the bedspread might have some sort of silver lining in it or something. I don't know. It looks like you got about a 4-inch range there. I don't know what it'll be underwater. Maybe you should go pressure test it in the bathtub before we waste all the time going out there. I'll go throw one of those computers in the bathtub and you can see if those are waterproof. What's it take? 2 9-volts?
1 9-volt.
Oh. See if those rare earth magnets work, Jace.
There's the test. Borrowed this giant magnet from the cannery, but unfortunately it doesn't really work, so we used these little rare earth magnets from the hardware store to stick to that. It ain't working.
Oh, man. Everybody's got their own retrieval device here. I got my rare earth magnets taped to the end of my fishing pole here. We got a raft, we got a rake, and we got a underwater metal detector.
Yeah, she hasn't reached out to me.
I think that's it, right?
All right, man. Well, hopefully we find him over in that son.
Can't believe we're doing this. Thanks to Scott. He's the one who talked us into this. Jace, what are we doing?
Searching for Kyler's phone. Doing a visual inspection. Trying not to get in the water because it gets pretty murky if you start stepping around. So from on the floats we can see in there pretty good. Might have to bust out the metal detector here shortly though.
Right. About 30 degrees.
Scott, you ever had to come out and retrieve a phone before?
No. I dove for one once and it ended up on the heel of the float, and then I grabbed it.
Oh, you got it before it sunk?
Yeah, the guy opened the door, somehow it flipped out of his hand, and I went up like this, and then like this thing, and it landed on the float and went all the way down the float, and I dove back there and grabbed it. More often than not, it's in people's shirt pockets,
Yeah.
and they lean over to get out of the plane, and it's like, boom,
Yeah.
like a torpedo.
They don't float very well.
They don't float very well.
No luck. We hoped for a miracle we didn't get, unfortunately. You don't always get the miracles you're hoping for.